next part, we're here. Alright, so with one more wipe of my hands and the opening of some white clay, we are going to finish up this model. And by finish, I mean probably take another 3 parts. But, that aside, yeah. So here's the most difficult part of this model that I was kind of anticipating for, and it's the coat. So unlike Fox's coat and stuff, Peppy's kind of wraps around his whole body, but it does it in a way where it adds kind of bulk to his figure. So to do this right, it's going to be kind of a challenge. And yeah, we're going to do our best here. So let me kind of just get this white not as hard as it was when I unwrapped it. So alright, so this is an entire block of white. So we're going to have to kind of conserve it, but at the same time, we're going to need to probably use all of it. So, what is this? Lucky for me, I think I have some white left from some of the other models we did, so I can probably use that for the arms, and the majority of this can be used for the coat. So this is going to be really hard to do on not a flat surface, but I don't really have a choice. So, actually, I might go to a table or something and flatten this out. So what you're going to want to do is essentially put it on a table, and either, I don't really suggest a rolling pin per se, but you just want to flatten it out. You know, in fact, I can probably even, maybe I can just do that by pushing it. Yeah, I guess I don't really need to go anywhere else. This clay was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be to flatten out, because again, some colors just are easier to do certain things with than others. So, alright, so I'm just going to flatten this out, and you guys can probably flatten it out better at a table or wherever you're sitting. So, you just gotta make it really, really flat. Not so much flat that it's thin, but flat so that we can work with it. Because as we're gonna do right now, I guess, I'm not actually going to kind of put this on him now, but, you know, actually, holy crap! Wow! That's actually, wow! Oh my gosh! This was a revelation. I really didn't think it was going to be that easy. Just kind of looking at the picture and the way that the coat kind of curved and stuff, I thought it was going to be a lot harder to kind of get the right shape and stuff. But wow, I just kind of put him in the coat, and there he is. There is Peppy. Wow, okay, cool. So I guess we're going to flatten it out into an oval like this. And kind of just position him where it looks like the coat should naturally be. What you want to do is, I want to say, don't put him kind of like, you know, wrap him up in it. I would say maybe like, you know, so there's a decent amount of kind of room underneath, and then you can kind of just push that on, and then carefully take kind of the collar of the coat and fold it back, because Peppy's coat is folded back. Not too much, because you still want to kind of keep it up, but enough so it's not kind of touching his head. And then I'm just going to push that stuff down again. So you want to be careful at this point, because there's like an opening, you know, in his coat at this point. So you don't want to push down too hard, because then you're going to kind of mush the coat all up into the back of him and stuff. But if you're really careful and stuff like that, then you can get a coat looking like this. And wow, I still can't believe we did that so well. Of course, this is going to pose a very hard problem, which is getting him to stand up in the oven and stuff. So maybe I just kind of lean him forward against some blocks of clay now. Or maybe he'll kind of stay like that. So we're going to do the arms now, which is the final part. And this should probably be somewhat easy, I'm hoping. I wish I had more toothpicks. So the arms, to a degree, I don't think we're gonna be able to get them as good as, say, Fox and stuff, because again, the coat is just kind of sitting on him at this point. But we'll see how good we can get them. So take some clay and make it into the circle, make it long, and then kind of fold it here, or bend it rather. And I was trying to use a better looking white. That was kind of a bright white. But we're going to do the same thing, just switching our color. Alright, so do that, and I think this is a good size. Not really to kind of nitpick about a size, but something that looks right. I would say this looks right. So now he has black gloves. So I think with Fox I didn't really put finger slits in, and for Peppy, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I really need to, because I feel like the black and the way we're kind of positioning his hand anyway, it's not really gonna be seen. So I feel like it would be kind of pointless to add that in. But if you wanted to, in my spike video, the clothes tutorial of last week, you guys can see in one of the parts when I was doing the hand, the way that I kind of made that. So sorry to kind of be a jerk and recommend you to another one of my tutorials, but if you wanted to do that, you could, and the spike is the most recent tutorial that I did that in, so you could just watch that. But I just don't really want to take the time on the camera to do it when I don't think it's going to enhance the model. So moving on from that rant, I'm kind of gonna pinch, kind of put my finger in like where the sleeve is and pinch the sides, kind of to, well, I kind of turn this to kind of bring an edge, or not an edge, but a rim to his sleeve, and then we'll kind of just sit the arm in like that. So I guess this actually is going to be a little bit better, because up here the coat is actually on his body, so I thought it was going to be a matter of trying to get an arm to. So before I was so rudely interrupted by my battery dying, I was going to make mention that I thought the arms were going to be harder to put on because the back here, there's stuff that's not touching Peppy, and I thought that we were going to have to try and put an arm on something that, didn't have a stable, position, but that's not the case here. So I was going to say we should try and put his arms behind him, but I think it's going to look really stupid because they're not going to really fit right. So I guess just kind of mush it on from one side. And yeah, I think I should apologize for the lighting. I kind of turned on the... I have like front lights on up here, and then I have a backlight that I accidentally turned on. I kind of just wanted to see how the video was going to look, and yeah, it looks a lot better. So sorry about that. But I guess stuff looks a little bit different in my camera than when I actually uploaded, so I don't think it's as dark as it is in my camera. But still, I know this is a lot better, so I'll do this from now on, because it looks a lot better, and it's actually nighttime right now, so it just makes it for the fact that I can record at night when I don't have daylight. So, and you can kind of see what's going on a lot better. So anyway, aside from that, I'm going to do the other one now, the other arm, and then we're going to talk about how exactly to put this in the oven. So I guess I'll kind of I don't know if I guess I'll wait the couple minutes before I start talking about that. But yeah, so we're gonna finish this up. Kind of did that backwards. Toothpicks may help kind of for this part. Make sure they're in scale. It was just slightly smaller, so I'm gonna add some more clay to it. I guess this is kind of that winding down part where I sometimes ramble on about whatever, like, I don't know, the character, the series, or whatever. So I don't know. I feel like I kind of already talked about all that stuff when I was doing Fox, about Star Fox 64 3D or Star Fox 64 and stuff like that. So I will say though, this is my first Peppy I've ever sculpted, and again, kind of just push that on right there. All right, so at this point, the last thing I kind of want to do is just check to make sure that the arms are kind of, not pushed too, you know, close into his jacket here, just kind of sitting on the surface, because that'll turn out fine. Fix the collar a little bit. And, yeah, alright, so this is what's up now. Make sure that there's enough room in the back here, and I think rather than kind of doing an overarching theme for my clay models now when I talk about how to securely stand them up in the oven or whatever, I'm kind of going to go for each specific model because I just think it's more, more conventional that way. So for Peppy, despite how I said I didn't want to kind of lay him down and do this, even when he does that, it doesn't really hinder. I mean, I know it kind of brings the coat a little bit more to his body, but it doesn't really hinder it to the fact where it looks bad, like, where it like flattens out. So for this, I think you're kind of safe in that regard. This one actually, before I put the other arm on, was standing slightly, but I would not recommend you stand him up in any way, shape, or form. Just laying him down simply like that should be fine. If he doesn't stand up when he comes out, once again, you can do the stands I've kind of been talking about, where you can make a stand, kind of push him on it, take him off, bake the stand, and glue him on after. Or you could just make a stand right now, I guess, kind of fit him to it, and then carefully take it off, bake it separately, and then when he comes out, you can just glue him on all in one go. But with that said, I think it's kind of time for the oven for this guy, and then when we take him out, or when I take him out, we'll talk about, or I'll talk about the final product. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I think I didn't make a stand for Fox, but I think his tail was kind of supporting him, so I think I am gonna make a kind of a stand for Peppy. So yeah, I'll be back.